We have about an hour left of Thanksgiving, the day almost over, but that means in just a matter of hours, many stores will be opening their doors for Black Friday. Gwen Falloon tracking some of the best deals you can find. So Gwen, where should people be looking to save that buck?
At least many stores in our area, they're getting an early start tomorrow. Let's start with the Destination Outlets in Jeffersonville, where they're going to be kicking off their sidewalk sales. That starts bright and early at 7 a.m. and they're going to remain open until 8 p.m. That's about an hour later than their normal hours. Now, stores, they also have their own deals, but some are offering up to 70% off. Now, Best Buy at the Dayton Mall, they're also changing their hours. You can save on appliances from Apple, Samsung, LG, and Microsoft products from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. They are also doing half off small kitchen appliances, as well as up to $80 off specific Keurig coffee makers, Also starting tomorrow, bright and early, 6 a.m., you can head to Target near the Dayton Mall to save up to 40% on clothing, boots, and accessories. Also, if you're a Target Circle member, there are exclusive deals just for you. Now, Target also started its price match guarantee yesterday, and that's going to go through through Christmas Eve. Now, Sam's Club is doing what they're calling their Thanks Savings. They've got a lot of different things on sale. Toys, they're up to 35% off. Electronics and technology, that's up to 40%. That's the same with some of the home items. Gift cards, they are also on sale, as well as ugly sweatshirts. Those are 40% off, and Sam's Club savings, they end Sunday, November 26th. And at Costco today only, if you spend $500, you can get $50 off. Other items you can save on this paddleboard, it's $100 off. You can also save almost $2,000, $1,900 to be specific, on this massage chair. And then this mattress up here is about $80 off. And finally, at the Dayton Mall, they're going to be opening bright and early tomorrow at 8 a.m. Now, keep in mind, though, the department store hours, they're going to vary, but from noon until 1, you can spin the Dayton Mall prize wheel for a chance to win a $500 gift card. You can also meet Santa in Center Court. That starts at 11 a.m. And then Market at the Mall is going to be set up near Forever 21 and H&M. Elise.
All right, Gwen, thanks. Gathering for the spirit and, of course, the stomach today as Living Grace Community Church in New Carlisle hosted its 3rd annual Thanksgiving meal. Jenna Lee Bork learned just how long this event takes to put on.
Anyone is welcome to come to this Thanksgiving feast, but I learned today just how many volunteers and how much time it takes to put all of this together.
You can hear the singing from outside the church as the service finishes before the Thanksgiving meal begins. Meanwhile, volunteers downstairs yell out how much time they have left to finish preparing the food and set up the buffet.
A bunch of volunteers. I mean, we've had a lot of volunteers today. We had more than I knew what to do with.
In the past, this meal has fed around 100 people. The numbers were around that today. The whole point is to bring the community together.
And we want everybody to gobble till they wobble.
There you go. Gobble till they wobble. That's right.
The church is hoping that this dinner continues to grow year after year, but I was told that it was more challenging to put on this year due to inflation, but everyone came together as a team and they made it happen. Back to you.
All right, we're all trying to, wobble and gobble and all of that, or at least wobble all the gobble off. Anyway, but tomorrow, Black Friday, how's it looking at least for that?
Really nice, but colder.
Okay.
So you'll have to be prepared. Prep for chillier weather. It was beautiful today, but we're going to subtract about 10 degrees for the day tomorrow, and it is going to be chilly throughout the entire weekend as well. We're in the 30s right now. Colder air already starting to slide in. We had a cold front make its way through after getting into the lower 50s earlier today, which was nice. 32 Urbana, 32 already up in Wapakoneta, 37 in Dayton. Overall, sitting around where we were this time yesterday, but we are going to drop a couple more degrees overnight, eventually getting down to 31. One thing we'll also notice, a few more clouds starting to stream through the area overnight and into the day tomorrow. Not quite as much sunshine in the forecast for us, but coming up, I'll have a look at the rest of the weekend. I still have a chance for rain and some snow in the forecast for the second half of the weekend, so I'll time that all out for you coming up in just a bit.
Evacuations continue in central Kentucky tonight after at least 16 freight train cars derailed, spilling molten sulfur and sparking a fire. The cars derailed near Livingston, which is 60 miles south of Lexington. When burned, molten sulfur releases sulfur dioxide, which is a colorless gas. It can cause irritation to the eyes, nose, and throat.
Again, the collective group, one of the things we do is we sit and we talk, and we always talk about what we could do better and how we can learn from it. I think from CSX's standpoint right now, though, we're successfully mitigating the incident, and we're safely mitigating the incident, and that's the key.
Air monitoring is underway. Kentucky's governor has declared a state of emergency. Now, this isn't the first time dangerous chemicals have caused a problem as train derailments continue to be an issue across the country. You may recall the disaster in East Palestine back in February. 38 rail cars carrying hazardous materials toppled. A controlled burn released toxic chemicals into the air, forcing evacuations. Loads of contaminated soil were taken from the site and relocated to other states. And the FBI tonight has ended its investigation of a car wreck at an international border checkpoint in Niagara Falls. Now, 2 people were killed in that fiery crash on the U.S. side of the Rainbow Bridge. The nature of the wreck and location raised concerns that it could have been a terror attack. However, investigators determined it was not. Niagara Falls police are investigating the case as a traffic collision. A man and woman in the car were from the area. Their identities have not yet been released. And as we gather with our loved ones this holiday, war zones in Europe can feel very far away. National correspondent Kayla Gaskins joins us with the story of 2 Ukrainian sisters celebrating their very first Thanksgiving.
Breaking bread with new friends has been at the core of the Thanksgiving holiday since the beginning. That spirit filling this household, where a family of 4 welcomed 2 teenage Ukrainian sisters, a safe haven far from their war-torn homeland. Victoria and Yulia's lives changed forever when the Russians invaded on February 24th, 2022.
You don't know what is going on, and you know, will you live tomorrow or will you die?
Their immediate family all survived those terrifying first days. Some friends, however, weren't so lucky.
Every single person in Ukraine knows at least 3 people who have died in the war. And my best friend was shot by the Russians, and her whole family died.
The girls were quickly sent to safety in Poland, their parents staying behind to help with the war effort. Their mom is a doctor. They returned to Ukraine to start the school year. That fall, the Russians bombed their city.
The ground had shake, and it was really traumatic to see, because sound was loud. It's a moment when you realize that it can affect everyone.
While in Poland, the girls met the American family they're now living with. After their city was attacked, the family offered to bring the girls to the U.S. Their parents agreed.
I really appreciate being here in the United States, but it doesn't matter where you are, you always want to go back home.
They're settling in, learning English, wondering why we use the Fahrenheit system instead of Celsius.
It just doesn't make sense.
Adjusting to the fact Americans smile much more than Eastern Europeans.
They're smiling and they're super friendly, and you love to have a small talks.
Yeah.
And it's great. And it's funny. I love it.
We smile and chat a lot.
Yes.
But home is never far from their thoughts.
I know that I am able to make a difference.
As they advocate for their people.
Why is it important for America to help Ukraine?
War in Ukraine is the war for democracy. That's the war for freedom.
How do you think this war has changed you?
Your life is something that you experience today. It's not something that will happen tomorrow, because you don't know if you'll be alive tomorrow.
And so, on their very first American Thanksgiving, Victoria and Yulia are a reminder to us all, no matter how difficult one's circumstances are, there is always so much to be thankful for. I'm Kayla Gaskins reporting.
Now to an update tonight from the Middle East. A 4-day ceasefire in Gaza between Israel and Hamas will begin tomorrow morning. That's a day later than originally planned, as final details of a hostage and prisoner swap are worked out. The pause will allow for more humanitarian relief to reach Palestinians, many of whom have been forced from their homes. For Israelis, the deal means a long overdue homecoming for loved ones who were taken hostage by Hamas terrorists.
I really hope that we can do this. I really hope that a deal could be made And that would be a really amazing picture for Israelis to see finally, after 7 weeks of horrible news, finally some good news. Finally, the kids coming back to their parents and to their home.
50 hostages are supposed to be freed in stages under the deal. 150 Palestinian prisoners will be exchanged. Furry friends, of course, want to taste it at Thanksgiving feast too. Coming up, what is and isn't safe to feed your pets. Many of us ordering presents online to be delivered. The scary reality of a new program from Amazon that's causing concern for homeowners and delivery drivers.
Plus, tracking our shopping forecast, what it's looking like for Black Friday. That's coming up. Here's a live look from our Eco Plumber Skycam. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
While it may be tempting to allow our furry friends in on the Thanksgiving feast, veterinarians say a lot of the food can put pets in danger. It can upset their stomachs or cause them to get sick. Paige Barnes shows us some tips to keep them safe.
Coming together this Thanksgiving includes our furry family members. While you can indulge in the delicious foods, veterinarians say we have to be careful when sharing it with our pets. Turkey is one of the safest items for cats and dogs.
If we do turkey, we'd like you to do small amounts of white meat, preferably not deep fried. Those seem to be the worst, so any greasy foods can cause GI upset as well.
Dr. Mark Applebaum says our pets have evolved to eat high-protein foods, so ham is okay as well. But the fatty part can trigger acute pancreatitis.
if somebody gives their pet some, pieces of turkey or pieces of ham or something like that, I wouldn't expect that to cause a problem.
You might be tempted to give your dog a bone from the turkey. Both vets say otherwise.
With dogs, it's a very common problem. If dogs bite down on a bone, they will chip or break some teeth in the back.
He adds a chipped tooth could lead to an abscess tooth, which would need to be removed. Bones aren't digestible, so Abbott says they can splinter.
If you think of a shard of glass in the intestines, they can cause a lot of damage when they try to go through. They can perforate or go through the intestines.
She recommends synthetic bones or rawhides in moderation. And for the last course, chocolate is a no-no for pets, even in small quantities.
But dogs will not usually show restraint. They won't eat a bonbon, they'll eat the whole box.
There's still danger even when the meal is over. The vets say keep an eye on the trash.
And they will eat the entire plastic wrapping, which tastes delicious to them. And that probably causes more problems for them than actually eating the turkey itself.
And taking a live look from our Eco Plumber Sky Cam, it is getting a little chilly outside. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters for that Black Friday forecast.
Yeah, it is getting chilly out there, and it's going to be much colder as we head into these next couple of days. The reason why is we had a cold front make its way through, so it was beautiful. We got into the lower 50s today. It's getting chillier as we head into not just tomorrow, but the weekend and then next week, believe it or not, even colder. So high pressure is going to slide in. It's going to be pretty quiet over these next couple of days. A few more clouds. They're going to be streaming through the area as well. Notice skies partly to mostly cloudy during the day tomorrow. And then pausing this here by our Saturday, staying pretty chilly. Again, mix of sun and clouds in the forecast. And then we track our next weather maker. So we've been talking about this for quite some time now. Got an area of low pressure that's going to make its way in. First, we'll see a warm front lift through though. So our warmest day is actually going to be Sunday because we will start to see some warmer air heading its way in. A chance for rain on the leading edge of this system. And then it does look like we have the potential for maybe a switch over to snow by late into the day on Sunday. So we're going to track the path of this area of low pressure as well as that colder air when that's going to be sliding in, because that will, of course, bring some changes in our forecast as we continue to monitor this area of low pressure heading its way through. Either way, plan on some rain and then potentially some snowfall out of this, but still looking like little, if any, accumulation is expected out of this. I'll have a look at our 7-day coming up.
Tomorrow's Black Friday kicking off the Christmas shopping season, and now Amazon has a new program that's causing some confusion when it comes to deliveries. The National Desk's Angela Brown explains.
If an Amazon package is delivered to your home after 5 p.m. and before 10 a.m., more than likely, it will not be delivered from a full-time employee in an Amazon car. Instead, by an Amazon Flex worker. Starting as early as 3 in the morning, Amazon Flex workers can sign up to deliver Amazon packages according to their own schedule and in their own cars. But they raise some safety concerns about the job.
Even though we've scheduled ourselves, we do not know where we're going.
Undisclosed driving routes are one concern. Homeowners not expecting unmarked vehicles after hours is another.
Next thing I know, I look up because I felt like somebody was looking at me and he just had a gun pointed at me.
I'm just trying to do my job. We need help because it's our life, trying to provide for our kids and our families.
Last year, Amazon recorded its biggest ever Black Friday weekend sales, generating 128% more revenue on Black Friday than a regular day. And this year, Amazon could reach even greater revenues as record high Black Friday sales are predicted across the board. Keep in mind that Amazon Flex is all year round. And also, according to data by Upgraded Points, the average American spends over $90 a month on Amazon. Reporting in Washington, D.C., I'm Angela Brown.
And one bank in Illinois will be counting down to Christmas in a very big way. The Farmers State Bank and Trust Company in Jacksonville will once again be transformed into the world's tallest, I should say, Advent calendar. How cool is that? Throughout the month of December, a new holiday image will be revealed in one of the windows of the 110-foot tall building. The unveiling will go through Christmas Day. Members of the public are also invited to go inside every day and get a sweet treat. The display will remain up through January 6th. And an accidental invite has now turned into an 8-year Thanksgiving Day tradition. Wanda Dench and Jamal Hinton are celebrating the holiday together in Arizona. I love this story. The pair met back in 2016 after Dench accidentally sent a text to the wrong number, inviting who she thought was her grandson to dinner. But Hinton, who was 17 at the time, got the text instead. The two then exchanged some messages after realizing the mistake. When Hinton asked if he could still come over, Dench responded, "Of course you can. That's what grandmas do, feed everyone." Since then, they've met every year and documented them with the selfies. I love that story so much. And we would love to know how you're spending this holiday. Ryan, of course, I love this guy. He is all decked out in his Thanksgiving attire. I love the turkey hat and the autumn scarf. I don't know if he loves it as much as his mom, Angie, though. I love that she dresses this poor guy up every holiday. Angie has a word of advice, though, for pet owners. Ryan says, please only feed dogs healthy food. And we want to see your holiday photos and videos too. If you have something to share, grab your phone, scan the QR code. That'll take you to our Chime In page. You can upload your videos or photos directly to us. You might even see it right here on Dayton 24/7 now.
Well, it was a picture-perfect day for Thanksgiving. Temperatures that managed to climb into the lower 50s, so a few degrees above our normal of 49. Starting out right at our normal low of 33 degrees and well away from both of those records, but just really nice with that sunshine. It was just beautiful, but we got some colder weather on the way. I've been talking about that chill. This weekend gets colder, already back down into the lower 40s Friday. Same thing with Saturday. Sunday, back into the mid 40s. That's with a chance for rain and that chance for some snow. But as we start off next week, it gets even colder. Notice Monday, Tuesday, high temperatures back down into the mid to upper 30s. So it gets even chillier as we head into next week with, again, below normal temperatures. More than 10 degrees below normal temperatures back in the forecast, but 31 for tonight. Heading into the day tomorrow, we'll see our highs climbing back up into the lower 40s. Mix of sun and clouds. I'll have a look at that 7-day coming up here in just a little bit.
Everyone deserves a Thanksgiving meal. A look at how one family spent today helping serve others. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now. Hundreds of people across Ohio spending the holiday giving back. That includes at the 13 Columbus Dream Center locations. 200 volunteers helped hand out 1,000 free meals. The nonprofit teaming up with Bob Evans, to make it possible. Stephanie Dupre spoke with one family who says they feel helping others is important.
Today, there's about 70 volunteers helping out, including the Jefferson family. I'm here with Vera Jefferson.
Hi.
And there she is, 6-year-old Vera Jefferson, bobbing and weaving through tables, holding trays, serving meals. The Jefferson family says this is the first time they've volunteered.
We all have times in life when we need to help others, so it's good to always come out when you have the chance to be able to help people.
This Dream Center location on Greenwood Avenue was ready to serve about 200 people. And across the other dozen Dream locations, they served 1,000 meals total. Folks took a seat, and volunteers like Vera and her brother Eli were ready to help.
Do you like to help people? Tell me why. Because it's thoughtful.
Why are you here today?
Because I want to serve the homeless.
And how does it feel to help somebody?
Good.
Leaders here tell me they always have enough food to go around and that no one leaves hungry.
Ohio State football renews its rivalry at Michigan. How the Buckeyes hope to avoid something that hasn't happened in more than a quarter century. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.